Well, good day, tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty good here, pretty good here. So today we're gonna try to drive our mixer a little bit different way. I'm going to hook up one of my engines to it, flat belt to it, and see if it'll drive and mix cement for us. I need to do some more of those little pads. I know you guys are probably getting bored of little pads, but I only need about 10 more, and then we're looking pretty good. We got that little sidewalky thing all ready to go, but I got some cement and I want to do in the back here, so I want to try it out and see how well it is, see how efficient it is. I know I have done it once before like that, but it wasn't for mixing cement. It was just for at the fair, or fall fair here, for just spinning some corn. That's all I had in the drum at that mixer. So, but we're gonna give her a shot here, but we got to get the motor going first, and I also got to build something to hold the engine back while it's under belt tension, we'll say. So we've got to build a little something here that we can put in front of the wheels of that little cart, and that we can spike into the ground, so it'll kind of hold for moving, because the cart moves really easy with the engine on it. I made it like that so it was easy to roll over crappy ground, and that's the trouble now, it rolls real easy. So so we got to build this little guy first, not too major, just drill a couple of holes in a piece of wood, and I've got some big huge long spikes that we can jab into the ground and then pull tight against. So let's get drilling here, and then we'll get the engine going, hopefully. Okay, so I'm gonna run out of room in my workshop. Need more room. These are my huge ass spikes so that we're gonna use, and we just have to do some drilling in this board. It doesn't feel like a very sharp bit, but it's sort of working. Okay, let's see if one of the spikes will even go through here. Oh, sweet. Okay, that'll work. If I can get it out again. And do one here. I was going to do this all down here by the shop, but my gravel pile's up under the apple tree there, which is actually covered in apples now, and that kind of sucks. So we might do the mixing up there and take our forms all up there and stuff, and I think that'll work. So we just got to get this string off of here. Spike. Good. Alright, let's get some gas. There is some oil in the engine. Get some gas up there and see if we can get her to start at least. Okay, so I brought this up here 3 or 4 days ago to do this video, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and then it rained some more. So I just had left this up here covered up, and hopefully the magneto's not wet. So we'll just uncover it here and uncork it. We'll say this is the 1940's Wolseley engine. It's a hit every time engine. This isn't the hit and miss engine. I didn't think a hit and miss would be kind of too good on something like what we're going to do here. So okay, we'll get that all off. Try to get this all off of here without getting anything drenched inside again. Bit of rain there. Okay. And I cannot remember now which way I need to turn this engine to have it spin in the right way, but we'll first turn the valve off here. That's to drain the hopper up top. And we'll get you a little closer here. This old engine runs, operates like a proper English gentleman, we'll say. You know, the English at all, they're very proper, and you know, the way they are like that. So I haven't had this running for about 4 years, maybe 5 years. It is dry, that is good. I will shut the gas off for right now. That's off for right now. I don't have to add water yet until we get it maybe running, and it takes a bit to get a bit of heat in there, but got my sweet cranker handle. Hasn't kicked me yet, which is good. So we'll put a bit of gas in. My gas. This actually really doesn't matter which way it turns. I can turn the mixer around, but I do want to have the mixer dumping, I think, away from the belt. So when you dump it over, you want it away from the belt. So here's hoping my tank doesn't leak. There's a little bit of a story behind this engine. I did have to rebuild the tank, but I kept the original top and cap that came on the original tank, but the original tank went crappy and started leaking and being stupid. So to be expected though from an engine from 1940-ish, 45-ish, World War II time. This was actually built for sheep shearing industry. There's a big attachment you can get for it that has a big long drive shaft that goes up to a sheep shearing machine, and they used other things for them too, flat belt pulley, right? So okay, let's get you down here on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to turn the gas on, and that should flow fuel down here into the little float chamber. And there's a little air valve guy here, which the English call the tickler. It's funny because I seen one guy, he's like, oh, you got to pump that 10 times. You got to pump it, you got to pump it. It doesn't do anything. There's just like a little spring thing in there with like a little valve. So as soon as you open it, it lets air out and lets fuel in. Pumping it does absolutely nothing. So we'll turn that on. Pretty basic here. There's not much to the carburetor. Just kind of sucks in and then comes in, you know, like the air intake here. That's a choke there. I usually just choke it with my hand until it gets a bit of a sniff of fuel. Presume spark plug should be all good. It was when I let it off the other time. This little guy I just adjusted here is actually a throttle. It opens up, I think, a governor lever in there, which draws more fuel in. So, well, I can smell some fuel there, so I'm gonna maybe just let it sit there a minute, let it bubble in there. I'm just gonna get a little thing of water for the hopper here, so if it does run, we can get it running for a few minutes. Well, we'll pour some tea. We'll pour some tea. Funny story with this engine. Oh, there's a couple of funny stories. I've had this at shows and stuff, and there's not another one that I've ever seen in Canada anyways. Some rust bits there. That's not good. I've never seen any more in any shows I've ever been to in Canada here. Not very many over here, and there's a story behind that too. I'll tell you that at the end of the video today, maybe, of how I acquired this engine and stuff. Alright, let's set you back here a bit. That's enough water for now. And see if she'll fire up. Okay, I see fuel leaking out of there, so that's not a good thing. Something's probably not shutting off. So let's see if she'll start off of that. Look at that, eh? Many engines will do that. You guys see me put gas in there. That's the first time I've had it going. I don't know how long. It's a long time. So we'll sit here and let her run a bit. Proper old engine though, let me tell you. Oh man. Sit there and let her run. A little bit of leaking fuel will eventually clear itself out. And oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to get the mixer up here too and just get it kind of positioned where I'm thinking I want it. Alright, sitting here running like a perfect gentleman, like I say. Not a fart or nothing out of it. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Just turn that knob. I have to watch how much I turn that down because it will actually like fall off inside. I've done that before, and then there's a bit of disassembly. So I got a couple of flat belts here. I don't know if you can see them right there. I got one that's actually my stepdad made me, and it's really good because it's like a baler belt. So it's got that grippy to it. So this one's really nice because it's got like the rubber grippy to it. Grips on real nice. These are smooth, right? So they're not super good, but it's not very long. I do have another one there that's actually a leather belt. This will work. And it's kind of smooth, and I really don't want to gum it up with anything, you know. Just want to leave it the way it is. So, but you can try to hook this on and see what happens. Might not even be in the right spot yet, but I'm just going to shut her off for a minute. Push the button on the magneto here, it shuts off. Essentially, so much inertia in that big flywheel, keeps going forever. If I let it off, it would start again. Oh, maybe not. Trick. Okay, so try to hook on this belt, and well, we're really close here, but not quite close enough. Okay. Water's getting pretty warm already, actually. Surprising. Okay, we're pretty good there. It's a little floppy, and yes, I know you're supposed to twist them, but this one actually I've had better luck with not twisting it. So I'm gonna just give her some hand cranks here, see what the belt's gonna do. I should probably stake that feller down here now. Easier to move the mixer around. Might actually start it if I want it to. Might need a little work on the mixer here too. She's a little floppy here and there. Do some burring work to it. Okay. Didn't seem too bad. A lot of fine messing around here though to get things where you want it. I think I'm going to stake this guy in now here. Alright, good old flat belt. Now this is tricky because the mixer is sitting low like this, so it's gonna be hard to get this perfectly adjusted, but oh yeah, I can see a bit of a whoop in it right there. I don't know if you guys can, but if I leveled that front up, it would be probably a lot easier. I'm out of wood though. But anyways, let's fire it up here and see what's gonna happen. Put the gas back on. See where we're tracking. Fire it up here, I guess. Actually not too bad. I'm surprised. It's running pretty good here. A little wonky. And it's not gouging in here, and it's running pretty much on the edge of that, so I'm happy with that. It's running a bit fast though. We can cut her down a little bit. Running pretty quick. Probably turn this right down. If I want to get crazy, I could just pull this out. It'll go faster, but that's pretty fast for that old mixer. Still really fast. My God, it's going to fall apart. I think I'm going to put a gas motor on that thing or something. I know you guys were saying drive it off the PTO off the tractor here, but Maybe I might be using it when sometime I don't have a tractor sitting there, right? So that's still running fast. The ratio must be off a lot. That's a little better. Okay. Well, I'm just going to shut her off for a minute and get my cement supplies ready here. And I got some forms out here and some gravel ready. Got some cement, get some water. Oh, it just wants to go again. See? Proper old Englishman. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to shut that gas off too, just in case. Now this thing might get a little bit quirky when it gets under load. See, it's already starting to want to come off a little bit there. So I might have to adjust them a little bit. When we get mixing here, it'll probably flip the belt off a couple of times. But anyhow, let me get my... that's actually pretty warm already. It's hotter than a bath water, we'll say. Let me get my supplies ready, get some gravel, get some cement powder, get some water, and we'll get mixing here. Okay, I believe I've got everything I need. Let's fire up here and see if she'll keep going for us while we're mixing, hopefully. Alright. So I'm going to do a little bit bigger mix. I'm going to try to do it all in one. Maybe it'll work, I don't know. Now, as long as this belt doesn't come flying off, so far we're good. We should be good. So that's 8. I'm going to mix it 4 to 1, so I got to put 2 full scoops of cement powder in now. I don't have a whole lot left. Maybe on the engine. That seems to be mixing pretty nice in there. I'll get you zoomed in here a little bit better, maybe. Belt's cracking nice. I'm going to do another each. 7. And then 8. The last couple were a bit shy, so I'll add in a little more water to it. Manipulate a little bit. And try to get another couple of scoops out of the bag of cement here. Manipulate for a bit. Need a little more water yet. Step up the speed a bit, maybe. Gotta get that right speed mixture too, right? I can do my laundry in there. Sweet! Cement in. want that kind of sloppy, gloppy stuff, right? Sweet, we'll let that mix up for a few minutes here. Jump into our wheelbarrow. See, I got a little bit of a flat tire here. Hobbling a little bit off of that, but I'm gonna be alright. We're still tracking pretty darn good on the belt. Pretty good. Oh, I think we're needing to do some, maybe some pillow block bearing stuff or something here. A little bit floppy on that guy now, but he's mixed a lot of cement. So you put a little extra cement powder and it makes your, whatever you're doing a little bit whiter. Makes it kind of nice. Chicken's out with me today. Sounds like cement, so let's get her on, get this on the other side here. We'll pour into our wheelbarrow. So you know what? I got my big form here. I'm going to pour it right into that and then just scoop what I need into my little forms here. That'll work. One thing I think this thing needs is a little bit of a chute. Let's see what happens here. That made her move a bit and the belt's off a little bit now. Switch that, we'll just put her back a little bit. Should be good. Okay, let's get our little forms out here and I should probably get another one mixing here. Alright, get out here. Okay, let's get the belt threaded on here again and dump this load out. We should have enough, I think. Usually flat belts are dangerous, but sometimes they're forgiving. You should, of course, stop your engine. That takes too long. So I gotta figure out why this is doing that. So it should be all good. Hopefully keep mixing up here for me. It's coming back a bit. Probably because that tire's a little down. Out of cement powder, so try to get one more done. got that much left in the bottom there, so not very much. Need to stock up, get some more. That was 6 in there. So let's dump that in. I gotta maybe do some more triangle ones too, so. Okay, I'm going to mix up what I got left here, which isn't much for cement powder. So hopefully it's enough to hopefully it's enough to do that big one. If not, I'll do something else, I guess. I don't think I'm going to have enough though. Pretty much sure I'm not going to have enough. Darn it! So maybe we'll just go get some triangle ones, I guess. Get this going, put some water and then get it cleaning, I guess, too. This big one, so that's too bad. Do a bit of cleaning up before things get hard, and get the trowel on these down and putting the edge to them. Well, that's mixing away, sort of cleaning itself up. I'll let her sit there and mix while we're doing the edging here. good. So all I had left was this little blob here, which is maybe one handful. That's pretty good. Yeah, I had a little bit of cement left, but not enough for a big one. And I filled all my guys up here, so we're all good. So now what I got to do is get the belt off of here. Many ways you can do that. Mixer over there to the side of the hill, dump her over, and have to give her another rinse out maybe. And I'm going to get this guy going a little bit more to burn any carbon out of there that way you might have got running so slow. Stories I'll tell you after I dump this mixture out. Okay, so I'm going to maybe just back up here just because it's a little noisy. That thing is kind of jumping a bit in there now on the cart. Go back up here where we're a little quieter. And we just still hear that thing running. Interesting, it's smoking a bit. It shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, might have a stuck ring, who knows. Seems to be running good though. But anyways, the story with this engine is kind of unique. This engine come from a place and a guy that pretty much gets containers of stuff in from all over the place, and he got this, I guess, as part of a container. Maybe it was a farm that was cleaned out over in UK somewhere. He got a hold of all this and got the container to his place, and he was selling stuff on eBay. I just happened to be looking through hit and miss engine, I think. That's what I normally look up. And I seen this thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I did as much research as I could then and found out that it was a fairly rare engine, especially over here. There's a lot of them still on the www.ebay.co.uk UK website. You can see them. Now this hopper has the fins on it, and there's a smooth hopper too. I'd really like to get a smooth hopper one, but they're really hard to find. But anyways, the guy put it on eBay. He put it on through a weekend, and he happened to not be at home watching the auction on a weekend. The thing was, he put it on for $99, no reserve. And what really stung him, I think, with that was he put on local pickup only, no shipping. So a lot of people are like, whoa, I don't want that. Everybody wants stuff shipped to them, right? So that kind of screwed him there, but he was away. I bid on it, $99. It was only about 3 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 hours for me, so not too far. And I put a bid on it. I was the only one that bid on it, and I won it for $99. He's like, oh man, if I was home, I would have canceled that auction pretty darn quick, but well, fair is fair, you won it. So I'm like, yes, I did. I didn't say that to him, but yes, I did. So I got that engine for 99 bucks. It was smoking a bit. I see it's kind of smoking a bit now, which has got me a little concerned. I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't be. It never did that. But I actually, when I got it, it ran, but it was smoking like a lot. So I actually got a set of rings, OEM rings from it, from ebay.co.uk, which I haven't seen another pair yet, but no, I'm sorry. That's not right at all. It was my other one I got rings for. This one I actually got rings from our auto parts place over here. That's right. I got auto parts place over here. They sized up the piston and got me rings for it, so that worked out pretty good. So I had it all tore apart and had it all cleaned out. This is like 10, 12 years ago now anyways. And put it all back together, and it just fired up like a proper old English gentleman will say. You know, it's just sitting there still running really nice. So that was a pretty good little story for that. Anyways, and the other couple of stories is I've had it at some of the shows, our shows here. When we used to have a tractor club here, we had a show and stuff, so I took it to that. And lunchtime, you know, at about 10 o'clock, I'm like, I better get some lunch on. So the odd time I bring like a cob of corn in its cover still, throw it right in the hopper, warm it up, heat it up. It's hot water. It cooked it. It was freaking good. And actually, it's funny enough, I do have corn, but I don't think I'm going to do that today because that hopper looked kind of gross. I need to have a couple of flush outs, we'll say. But another thing I did too was took a can of soup with me and poked a little hole in the top and put her in the hot water. And about an hour later, I had nice hot soup. So that was kind of a funny little story anyway. So seems to be running pretty good. We got a good billow of whatchamacallit come out of the top now, some steam. That's pretty warm. So I'm gonna throttle her down a bit. Let it run dry. Seems to start better the next time if it's got a dry carburetor. So what I got to do too is when it starts to act funny and weird, put my hand over there, it'll suck a bit more of it through until it finally won't do anything. And that'll keep her nice and dry and clean in there. It's pretty warm. You could put more water in it, but it ends up splashing all out anyway. So. But it'll work like a lava lamp. It'll cool at the top and then, you know, push the hot back up and then, you know, like a lava lamp, right? We actually might even have some boiling in there. That's interesting. I see some bubbles. That's cool. So this will take a minute or two here. And I'll just let her cool down and then I'll wrap it back up. Because it's supposed to pour rain tomorrow here too, so I don't really want to get the mag all soaking wet, but it has to cool down before I put the cart back to her. You can see it starting to suffocate out now, right? And you can start it with the flywheel too, just by getting at the compression and past the flywheel. It's got such a tremendous heavy flywheel on it, it starts up pretty good. Starting to starve there now. There's a little hole here for the crankcase breather. That's just making a dog sniffing noise. Not too much to it though, eh? And here's the valve. This was broke, I guess, at one time. Someone welded it, and so far it's been holding. Oh, she's going. It's like running on like no air, getting sucked in there now. It's got quite a suction though. You can see it stuck in my hand. I think that's it. That is the Wolseley, the old Wolseley. There's the badge on her there. Sheep Shearing Machine Company Limited, Birmingham, England. I've been there too. Been to Birmingham. That's where we landed. So every 200 hours. What's that say? Oil every 200 hours. I don't think I've oiled it ever. Oops, supposed to oil that in there. Still haven't done that, but anyways, it's got good spark, which is good because I don't know, I guess you could find a magneto somewhere for it, but she's a good little proper engine. I'm super happy with this one. It's been a good little runner. I don't think I'd do corn in there right now. It needs to get kind of flushed out a few times. But yeah, we got hot water on tap when you need it. All you do is, where the heck's my tap? All you do is put your teacup under there, make yourself some tea. If you don't mind a little bit of grit. But grit's alright, it won't hurt you at all. So I guess I can drain that out now. But this just had like a little screw thing. I'm like, oh, I don't want that. I want a proper tap in there. So that'll drain out. She'll cool down and I'll wrap her up later on. Might be a little bit of crud bunging up in there now. I might have to take that apart and have a look inside there. There was a lot of flaky stuff coming off. I guess should be probably oiled after you're done with it, but that's definitely some hot water. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it must have a leak or a bung up in there somewhere. I should probably take the head off it again, have a look inside and see how things are looking and how the top of the piston's looking and stuff. Probably pretty carboned up because there's no, pardon me, there's no adjustment on this. It just runs. You don't adjust needles or nothing on this. It's fixed jet, I guess, to it. So yeah, there we go. So hopefully you enjoyed that mix adventure. I don't know if I'd ever do this with my my hit and miss. It's just too much farting around with that. This thing's so nice that it's so smooth running, right? Hits every time. Or that hit and miss, it's all right, but it's better just to sit there and kind of have no chore to run. So, but anyways. There we go. Thanks again for watching. It's still pretty darn hot. That's got to be darn near boiling temperature. So there you go. It takes a while to heat up water like that, but 20 minutes of running solid, it'll heat that up pretty hot. So but there's water go all the way down the side, you know, right down to this drain. So it's one of those ones where you got to really make sure you drain it out before the ice comes. Oh, I'm missing a bolt. That's interesting. Huh. Doesn't seem to affect it too much, but yes, so slowly but surely she's draining out. But if you want to look on the ebay.co.uk website, you'll see these on here. If you look up Wolseley WD, look up Wolseley WD and you'll find some engines coming and going on there all the time. I'd love to get one that's the smooth hopper. I'm sure you'll see one on there, but there we go. We're all drained. We're all good. She'll cool down. I'll wrap her up because we're supposed to storm again here tomorrow, and I probably take it and put it away again now. But I'm actually going to maybe see if I can take it to our fall fair when that comes up, and it's coming up the end of August, Labor Day. So look, it's already drying off in here. It's so hot. That's pretty cool. Nice and warm. But yeah, there we go. Thanks again. Catch you all later. Seemed to work good on the belt there, even though it's so smooth. I think it more came off on the mixer end than this end, but yeah, that'll work. Anyways, catch you all again. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and happy mixing.